We always have ground beef in the freezer. I keep many pounds of it on hand because it's just such an easy meat to incorporate into dinner. And today I'm sharing with you 3 different meals that you can make with a pound of ground beef. All of them are delicious and all of them are very easy. We've got an alternative to cheeseburgers, but it's still very cheeseburger-ish. We've got an alternative to shepherd's pie that's more of a Tex-Mex feel. And then a very basic pantry staple dinner that comes together in about 20 minutes and is super inexpensive to make and super delicious. So ground beef, what's for dinner? Let's do it. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. I just thawed some ground beef. I asked the guys, I have 3 recipe options. I asked them which one they wanted first. Cole quickly spoke up and said he wanted this one first. Tonight we are trying some cheeseburger quesadillas. I'm also gonna be making some French fries in the air fryer, just so that we have some fries to go along with our cheeseburgers. But this one is really easy, very simple ingredients that you probably already have, so let's do it. So you're gonna have to bear with me because we're gonna have the air fryer sound in the background because I need to be cooking or making the fries while I'm doing the other stuff. To make the fries, let me show you, it's very simple. We're gonna add, I've got 2 russet potatoes that I mostly peeled, and chopped into about 1/4 inch slices into our fries. And we're just gonna drizzle a little olive oil on top. Let's just toss those around a little bit or kind of swish them around in that. Oh, one got away. No, sir. Come back. All right, and then you just season it however you want to season them. I'm going to be trying this particular Potato Slayer Tater Flavor Creator. I don't know. A company sent me this, Fire and Smoke. Never tried it. Gonna open it for the first time right now and try it for the first time. Let me know if you've ever tried this brand. This is not paid advertisement for them. I just genuinely want to try it on our fries. Do you like a certain type of seasoning on your fries? I want to know. And let's talk about fries. Whose fries are superior? I have to say, I love McDonald's fries. There's just something about them. I know they're unhealthy. I know, I just love them. But my ultimate fries may shock you, and you may not have ever tried them before. Bojangles fries. Bojangles, because of their seasoning, this is not their seasoning. They do sell their seasoning. I should buy it. I should do that. Their seasoning is just a step above. I love their fries. They are my favorite. Whose fries are your favorite? I know a lot of people love Chick-fil-A fries, the waffle fries. I like them. I don't dislike them, but they're not my favorite. But let's see. I'm just trying to make sure that these got a good amount of the seasoning on them while my air fryer is preheating. We're gonna work in batches with these, so we'll do the first ones and then remove them, do the next ones. Once they've all been done, we'll put them all back in the air fryer and reheat them for just a minute or so because the first ones will have cooled down. I'm gonna get that process started and then we're gonna make some cheeseburger quesadillas. Okay, I'm just gonna spray that with a light layer. And like I mentioned, we're gonna do these in a single layer. All the single layers, all the single layers. Okay, you know, I can't say anything and not think of a song, I'm telling you. I sing songs constantly. So there we go, single layer. We need to put this at 380. We're gonna do them for about 12 minutes. However, I do wanna flip them about halfway through. So we're gonna do it for 6. And once the timer goes off, we'll flip them. Now, before we get started on our quesadillas, because they're really not gonna take long, so I'm wanting to get that first batch really good and going over there of the fries. I do need to shred some cheese. If you wanna use pre-shredded cheese, that's fine. We're gonna be using Colby Jack. I already had some on hand, obviously. So let's shred this, because you can't have quesadillas without the cheese. This just went off. So let's flip these. They're already crisping up a little bit, so I'm gonna flip them. Okay, I flipped them over. I'm gonna do them for 7 minutes on the other side, giving us a total of 13, and we'll try that. Okay, the only other thing I need to do as far as chopping goes is to chop up this half of a small onion. We're gonna cook this in a skillet along with our ground beef. Now the recipe that I saw online is double the amount of ground beef that I'm doing, but I think it's for larger quesadillas, number 1, and it's for 4 of them. So I'm just doing 1 pound of ground beef and we're just gonna call it good. Okay, let's go grab our skillet and get started on the stovetop. Our first batch of fries are done. They're pretty good and crispy. I'm pretty impressed, honestly. 13 minutes seems to be the right amount. I've got our second batch going now, and I don't know why I didn't grab the camera, but here we are. I put about, I don't know, not quite a tablespoon of butter in here and let it melt. And then I added our onion. I'm gonna let that kind of saute for just a second before I add in my ground beef. Okay, to our onions, 1 pound of ground beef. Maybe, maybe not. There we go. Oh, that was a party trick. Let's break this up, get it going. We're gonna add some seasonings to this as well. some salt, some pepper, some garlic powder, whatever seasonings you want to season your burgers with. Oh, I am just jiggling y'all all over the place. You're welcome for that. We're also going to add a little bit of the Dub sauce in there. If you aren't familiar, Dub is short for W. I'm not saying dove like the bird. I am going to have to drain this. I believe this is 85-15. I don't know. We're just going to drain this at the end, but the Dub sauce always gives really great flavor to burgers. While our ground beef is finishing up over there, I grabbed my electric, the words don't want to come out of my mouth. Electric griddle. I want to say skittle. I really want to say skittle. I'm not gonna, but I want to. We're moving on. We're letting that warm up to about medium heat. I've got these soft taco size shells, tortilla shells. My brain is not firing on all cylinders today. You ever have one of those days? My brain today. It's all good. I drained all of the grease off of this. Smells great, looks great. It's time to start assembling the quesadillas. So let's spray. How many of these can I fit on there at one time? Can I fit all 3 on there? I feel like we're doing it. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we got this. Let's put some cheese on the bottom. I knew that was gonna happen. I was gonna drop the cheese all over the griddle, the skittle. Oh, maybe I should have done more cheese, or maybe I should have done less cheese on the bottom. I'll do less cheese on the top. Let's top that with our ground beef. I want these to be heavy on the ground beef. Lots of protein, lots of cheeseburger flavor. I might actually still get 4 out of these. I don't know how in the world. Those must have been some really big quesadillas that they were making in this recipe. 2 pounds makes 4. Those are some huge quesadillas. Some honkers, man. That's about right. I did good. Ooh, my fries are ready. I ain't got time for that right now though. They're just gonna have to sit there. Gotta move quickly over here. Okay, now on top of that, we're gonna do a little bit of ketchup. If you hear that noise, the guys are outside in our garage gym working out. So if you hear lots of noises in the background, that's what you hear. And then the recipe called for sweet relish. No. We do dill relish. This is the Mount Olive deli style dill relish. So these are our pickles for the burgers. I'm gonna add that in. We love pickles, so I'm going kind of heavy with it. And then the last thing we need to do is just top it with a little more cheese and then put the other tortilla on the top. Y'all, I ran out of cheese. What we gonna do? This is what we're gonna do. I had a tiny bit of this left in the fridge. I went over there to grab my Colby Jack to shred some more, and I saw this, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's what I'm doing, because that's even quicker. Okay, let's top these, press them down, and then we need to flip them here in just a second. I gotta get a spatula. Ooh, okay, while these sit here for just a minute, I'm gonna go get my fries. Okay, I popped all of my fries back in there, and I'm just warming them through for just a minute, but let's see if I can do this without making too big of a mess. Here we go, 1, 2. Oh, she pretty. She real pretty. How you looking? You pretty too, baby. Look at that. I'm so excited. Okay, we're just gonna leave these. I mean, I still made a mess, but we're gonna leave these for, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes on this other side just to let that cheese melt. I don't think the guys, they just started working out right before I started doing this, so I don't think they're gonna be ready to eat. But guess who is? Me. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off. And we're gonna remove these out. It feels a little weird, not gonna lie, to know that I have French fries to go along with quesadillas. But, I mean, it just makes sense. They're cheeseburger quesadillas, but it does feel strange. I'm very sorry to let you know that they are outside and you're gonna have to get the taste test from me. Hopefully I can get them to agree to do a taste test when they come inside, but they're gonna be huffing and puffing and telling me all about their workout. So let's eat. First of all, these fries turned out really well. Let me try it without, I'm gonna try it without ketchup so I can taste the seasoning on here. Still wish it was Bojangles fries, but moving on. Very good. Texture of those fries are great. For our cheeseburger, no. You stop that. How have I not made these before? I can't imagine having sweet relish on it. I'm not a sweet relish person. I think that would have messed it up for me. I love the dill. It's like a little cheeseburger except without that mound of bun on top and bottom. The onion, the pickles, the ketchup, the mustard. Oh my goodness. They're gonna love this. This will be perfect for them after they come in from their workout. I'm in love with these fries. This is a good meal. McDonald's who? Cole just came in and grabbed his plate. He was working out. I rewarmed, reheated everything. Okay, here you go.
Yes.
Be careful, this is hot right here.
Let me fix my nappy head.
You're gonna love this. It's so good.
Looks really good.
I made homemade fries.
You did.
Along with Cheeseburger Quesadilla.
What?
It's already got ketchup on it. You don't have to dip it in the ketchup.
Mmm.
Is it good?
Man, yeah, it's like a cheeseburger.
It does taste like a cheeseburger.
Mmm, thank you.
You're welcome. I got homemade fries.
Ooh, they're not flimsy.
No, very crispy.
Mmm.
He's tired.
I'm tired.
I can tell.
Had to take a deep breath. Baby, that is good. I'm glad I did all that working out, so now I'm going and eat.
That's right.
I just shook it off.
You're sweaty. I love you though. Would you recommend?
I recommend.
Would you recommend this?
Yeah, I would recommend this.
Okay.
Heck yeah, you better try it.
He doesn't want you to see him in his biker shorts.
I recommend. Don't be looking at me in my skivvies.
Cole says he recommends that you make it and give it to him. I guess that is the equivalent of 2 thumbs up. Ever since I gave her ham last night from the kitchen, as soon as I'm in the kitchen, now she's in the kitchen. I created a monster with just one time. For our second ground beef recipe, we are doing a traditional one. It's kind of like shepherd's pie-ish, but it's called tamale pie. It's got the great Tex-Mex Mexican flavors in it, and you can kind of change it up with whatever you have. I found a recipe online that I'm going to follow loosely. We're adding some other things in, so let's make it. Okay, I'm adding some ingredients to the one I found online. The one I found online sounds good, but it was very basic, which there's nothing wrong with that, but we have some other stuff here that I would like to add in, including this half an onion that I have remaining. So I'm going to chop this really quickly. And then I've also got a red pepper here. I'm going to use that in this recipe too, because why not? Maybe just half of it. All right, I just defrosted some ground beef. We've got 1 pound. Let's go put that in the skillet. I don't think you can still hear it. We have had some major helicopters coming overhead this morning. Military helicopters, a lot of them. It's been very loud. Not sure what's going on. Anyway, moving on. And then we also need to preheat our oven to 350. Now, either make this in a 12-inch cast iron or a skillet that can go in the oven. This one can go in the oven up to, I think, 550 degrees. So we're gonna be making it here and then just popping it in the oven. Into our skillet, we're gonna put 1 pound of ground beef. And along with that ground beef, we're gonna saute our veggies, our onion and our red pepper. While that is browning, I'm going to thaw this corn. This is another ingredient it didn't call for, but I have some frozen corn on hand, so I thought I could thaw that really quick in the microwave. Okay, we need some shredded cheese. So unfortunately, my other attachment, the regular grater, is dirty, and I don't feel like washing it. I want to go ahead and get this done, so we're gonna do the more fine attachment, but we need about 1.5 cups to 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. That should be plenty. The ground beef is finishing up on the stove top. We need to mix up this Jiffy cornbread mix, just like it says on the box to start. Okay, and then to this, we're gonna add a can of diced green chilies, a 4-ounce can, and about 1/2 cup or so of cheddar cheese. You know what? I'm gonna add just a little bit of chili powder to this too. I don't know, maybe 1/2 teaspoon. I don't think that's quite a teaspoon. Just because. Okay, let's set that to the side and go finish up over on the stove. So I just kind of dabbed up some of the extra grease that was in there. Let's add in a can of red enchilada sauce. It's a 10-ounce can. We're also gonna add in a 4-ounce can of those green chilies. Some chili powder, about 1 teaspoon. You know, I also thought that smoked paprika would be good in this, so I'm gonna add about 1 teaspoon of that too. We're also gonna add in a can of black beans that I drained and rinsed. And then I need to grab that corn out of there. And in goes our corn. And then I'm just gonna mix this around and let this simmer for a few minutes. Turn it back up, I had turned it down. Okay, I'm gonna let that heat through for just a second, and then we're gonna pour our Jiffy mix on top. It has come up to temperature. I'm gonna turn that off, and I am going to try and evenly spread this Jiffy mix over the top. We don't want to mix it in, obviously. This is the topping. So I'm going to try and spoon this out as evenly as possible and then lightly spread it out. Okay, my friends, this is going in a 350-degree oven for about 40 minutes or until the top is golden brown. This was supposed to go in the mixture. Too late now. We'll use it as a topping and we'll just kind of put it on as we go. Do as I say, not as I do. Add that into your mixture. I just totally forgot.
This looks and smells delicious.
It really does.
All right, let's get it up in here.
Get up in there.
Get up in here.
So it was supposed to have a layer of cheese in between the Jiffy and the other stuff, and I totally left the cheese out. So that's why I put the cheese on top.
That's all right.
Thanks.
It's got cheese on it.
That's right.
All right. Mmm. Wow, that is delicious. Definitely get the cheese. I love the sour cream with this.
Okay, good.
I still get the cheese. Got the
Okay.
cheddar
Well,
flavor in there.
there's cheddar in the Jiffy mix.
Okay.
So in the
Yeah.
cornbread, there's cheddar and chilies.
I love that. Lots of cheesy
Okay, good.
mess going on here for sure. Ooh, spicy too.
Uh-huh.
That is really good. It's like a southwestern,
Yeah,
like shepherd's pie type of thing.
exactly. It's called a tamale pie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, very nice.
Okay, good. Good way to use ground beef.
Yeah.
And I just kind of used whatever we had on hand. I didn't follow the recipe too tightly, but
That is really good. I love the texture of this.
okay.
I love that cornbread texture
Right.
mixed with this chili inside. I guess you could call it a chili or a
It's kind of like a chili.
Tex-Mex
Yeah.
chili
Yeah.
casserole, whatever.
Cole, you're quiet over there.
I'm quiet because I'm eating.
All right, so I think Cole likes it too.
Oh yeah.
A little sprinkle.
All right, so this is a winner.
This is definitely a winner.
Okay.
Fantastic job.
Good.
You never fail.
I do fail sometimes.
Well, you did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. We've got one more ground beef recipe, and this one is the easiest one of all. And if you have ground beef on hand, you probably have the other few ingredients that you need on hand. They are usually pantry staples. So you could probably make this one tonight without even making a trip to the grocery store. This is called ground beef and gravy. We're gonna serve it over mashed potatoes. It is very cost efficient. It is very quick. It takes 30 minutes or less. And I have a feeling it's gonna be delicious. So let's make it. I just grabbed my bag of potatoes. I'm gonna start peeling them. I'm gonna get our taters started first because it's gonna take a little bit longer to get the water going and to boil it. But y'all, this tater is almost as big as my, this thing is huge. I don't know if you can tell. I was gonna use more taters, but now I need to use less because that's like 2 large taters in and of itself. We're the tater family around here, if you didn't know. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do that. I mean, what happened here? Okay, moving on. Can I even cut this thing in half? The answer is yes. Okay, I'm gonna chop these up and get these in this pot and get them going on the stove. And our ground beef is almost defrosted and we'll get started on that. This dinner is gonna come together in less than 30 minutes. That's my kind of meal. Our potatoes have started, so it's gonna take a little bit for that to heat up. I am gonna add some fresh onion in with our ground beef. The recipe calls for dried minced onion, which is totally fine, but I don't keep that on hand. Do you keep that on hand? I'm a fresh onion kind of girl, so we're gonna go with just a little bit of onion to brown up with the ground beef. So we've got 1 pound of ground beef going into a cold skillet, unfortunately, because I forgot to heat it up and he made fun of me. But it's heating to medium-high heat. It'll be okay. With these ground beef recipes, my little mix and chop has got a workout this week. I had to put on my apron. I have a new shirt, and I just know I'm gonna ruin it with some grease from the ground beef. So trying to remember to do better and wear my apron. Okay, let's throw that onion in there and cook that along with the ground beef. This man right here is always scared to death I'm not gonna season something.
Come on now.
Go ahead.
Look.
Don't do too much because we've got more stuff going in. Don't do too much.
Put in about that much.
You ain't got a microphone on, sir. All right, salt and pepper that. We're gonna let that continue to cook. These are going, they have about that much longer to go before we work on making the mashed taters.
You got to add the seasoning so much so that it'll add the wow factor.
Okay, if you eat dinner and you don't say wow, I'm gonna be mad.
I'm gonna say wow.
Okay, it has browned, so I've turned the heat down to about medium, and I'm gonna soak up some of this extra grease. This paper towel method has changed my life. I forget who told me about this, but once somebody told me about it, it has changed my life. It's a whole lot easier.
I like a little bit of paper towel with my ground beef.
Good.
You know,
I have a little extra.
go ahead and incorporate it, you know.
Yeah, it adds flavor.
It adds flavor.
We drained that off. We turned it down to about medium. You want to put about 2 tablespoons of butter in there to let it start to melt, as well as some minced garlic. I'm just using the jarred stuff today just because I'm taking it easy.
Yeah. That sounds like a good song.
I think it was earlier in this video. I'm filming 2 videos today, so I can't be sure, but I'm pretty sure in this video I have already sang 2 songs because I said something and it made me think of a song. And then I said we're taking it easy, and you said it sounds like a song.
Take it easy.
This is what we do 24/7.
You don't want me singing anyway.
Okay, let's get that butter melting. While that's melding, I've got some beef broth. We need about 2 cups of that. So I'm gonna pour that in here. So that is melted. Let's add in a couple of tablespoons of flour. This is gonna thicken it up and make it more like that gravy that we're looking for. That's about right, I think. Let's let that cook for about a minute. We wanna get that flour taste off of there. Steven said he wanted me to add more flour, so I added more flour. I've got my whisk here. We're gonna whisk in this beef broth pretty slowly. I'm gonna stir it around so it doesn't clump, and just to make sure everything is really smooth. Glad that you're here, because I need 2 hands for this. Turn that back up a little bit to medium high. We're gonna bring this up to a simmer so that it'll thicken. And while it's coming up to a simmer, I'm gonna make my mashed taters. We're gonna add in about a tablespoon of the Dub sauce. That's gonna give some really good flavor. Okay, we'll let that come up to a little simmer. But while we wait on that, let's make our taters. Oh yeah, let's stir that around 3 or 4 minutes. It's already starting to thicken up some, but let it hang out there. I'm gonna turn this heat down just a little bit. I'll get some, I don't know if we have heavy cream, but we got half and half, and we got regular milk, so we can do that. Adding some butter. I don't use evaporated milk for my mashed potatoes very often, but since I had some on hand, I thought I would try using some. And we're also gonna throw some sour cream in here. I really love sour cream in my mashed potatoes. Lovely. Okay, salt and pepper. Oh, you know what? Garlic powder. Okay, these mashed taters are ready. This has thickened up quite nicely, and it's ready too. Y'all, this meal is so inexpensive, so quick, and you probably have all these ingredients on hand, so you can make it right now. Now you remember what you're supposed to say, do you?
I do.
Okay.
This looks pretty basic.
It is pretty basic.
We're gonna see if it's just too basic.
Okay.
Wow, it's pretty good.
Good.
I mean, meat and taters,
Right.
gravy. It's hard to beat.
You know, it's simple meals like this that sometimes I just crave, and you
Oh,
just, it's so comforting, you know?
It's really good.
Good.
Good garlic flavor.
Good.
The Worcestershire sauce really
Good.
deepens it, makes it very rich and
Yeah.
bold, you know?
Yeah.
It's really good. I kind of feel like this kind of meal, you could definitely like add to it, you know, like if you want a little bit of jalapeno or maybe
You
some
know
bell pepper.
what? Mushrooms would be good in this.
Yes, it would.
Add mushrooms, y'all.
Mushrooms would be really good.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
That would be fantabulous.
All right, I'm gonna dig in, but I love how simple this one was, and I feel like I always have all of these ingredients on hand, so it's
Yeah.
something we can always make.
Super simple.
Yeah.
Great job.
Thanks. What happened?
Me. That's what happened.
It took him all of 2.5 minutes to clear that
I
out.
don't play.
No, you don't.
I mean, when it's time to eat, it's time to eat. I don't have time for anything else.
For reference. One very important factor that he likes to mention pretty frequently, and he forgot to mention.
You don't need teeth for this.
You don't.
You can just gum it.
You can just gum it, for sure.
You can gum it. I mean, look, I'm just trying to help somebody. There's somebody out there going to say, I
Thanks.
appreciate that.
That's right. They will. So, you don't need no teeth. This is a very easy one. It's very comfort foodish.
I mean,
You done had 2 bowls.
we've got all this experience now. One day when we don't have teeth, we'll know what to do.
I have to say, I think the cheeseburger quesadillas were the biggest hit in the house. However, all three of them were great, and I encourage you to try all three. Ground beef is just such a dinner staple in our house. If you have not already, please hit that subscribe button before you leave. That way you won't miss any future content. Give this video a thumbs up if you've got some ground beef in your house, either in the fridge or the freezer, that you can probably make one of these meals tonight. As always, we thank you for being here, and we will see you next time. Bye, y'all.